This is the Coins, Cashflow, and Conversations podcast. I am your host, Dakota Grady, and I want to say welcome to the show, y'all. This show is sponsored by Upstate Essential Solutions. If you need help with accounting and taxes, and you're a transportation entrepreneur, med spa, owner, or esthetician, and you need help with bookkeeping and taxes, contact me today at dakotagrady.com. And if you're struggling financially, it's a new year. You want to have a new you and new finances, check out my website at dakotagrady.com. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. This is the Coins, Cashflow, Conversation podcast. I'm here with my friend Journey Stanley, who's a graphic designer in Atlanta, Georgia. So, hey Journey, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm so blessed, and thank you again, brother, for allowing me to join your platform and for us to bless the people together.
Yes, sir. So, Journey, tell everyone about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Hey, guys, my name is Journey Stanley. I'm a graphic designer, content coach, motivational speaker, and I really just love putting you guys on the right track to coming from not wanting to show up for yourself or show up for your audience to doing it effortlessly and flawlessly. And guess what else? Consistently.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about your journey real quick for the people who don't know who you are and how you get to where you are today.
Most definitely. So, like I said, man, Journey Stanley, man, was just a young black kid from Monticello, Georgia, population a little around 2,600. And I mean, coming from extreme poverty, not really having direction. Like I still remember my grandma, she would always be like, why you always walking around with your lip poked out? I was just angry and I really didn't understand why I was dealt the cards that I was dealt. So coming from a small town, and when I really started to find something that I love and passionate about, like doing my inspirational music that I told you about on the live, and also doing, graphic design, which turned into helping other people create content, I finally say that life had color, and the experience that I had with God, with him opening up me to who he created me to be, it just changed everything for me, brother.
That's dope, man. So let's talk about business in terms of content creation. I see people, they'll be like, for instance, my audience is med spa, for example, one niche, right? And I go to the page and they have pages, posts on there about their services. And I'm like, but who are you though? Like, they don't have a picture of themselves. I'm like, why is that not good for a business?
So I'm going to tell you this, man, especially in today's age, there are so many people with an LLC. There's so many businesses. It's just so much clutter, right? So the worst thing that you can do for yourself is, I understand people make these faceless businesses, but when people work with me, I tell them, show your face, put a picture of yourself in your profile, your LinkedIn profile, everywhere. Don't just hide behind a logo. I say this because at the end of the day, you need to leverage your story and tell people who you are. Tell them the how you do what you do, why you do what you do, and what you do. And also they need to know who it is behind the why, the how, and the what, because this is going to build what? Rapport. This is going to build trust. And this is going to build a community. When people can see themselves in your story, you don't have to show up perfect. People can see themselves in you. They can say, oh, you made this mistake? I did too. Wow, I want to connect with you. Because even if you don't have 100K followers, but you got 3K followers, but you connecting with all 3K of those people, you can build a stronger community than someone who have 100K because they're not nurturing their target audience.
And that's important. I mean, earlier you mentioned about engagement. Like, one thing I learned about social media is people like when you engage with them. So what I like to do is I'll go to people's pages, comment like 4 words at the minimum, and they'll come follow me, or they'll come look at my page, or they'll respond, because people like that. Why do you think some people don't do that? They just post and then keep on moving.
I can speak from a personable place, right? Because I love to put myself under the bus, because that's what I talk about, being authentic. So in the beginning, when I was on social media, it was just about, how do I secure the bag? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't really want to connect. I just want to make some money. So I used to just spam people. Like, I used to be like, hey, I'm a graphic designer. I work with female entrepreneurs, hairstylists, nail techs, and do this. And I just do that all day long. And then after a while, I thought it was working because the pandemic had hit. They had money to throw around. They didn't really care if you was, who you say you are for real. So they just giving me money. So I'm like, it's working. So once that pandemic slowed down and those checks stopped coming, I started to realize, hey, these people aren't hitting me up no more. Although I'm doing a good job, these people are just not having the money to spend. So now they got to make sure I can really trust the person. So God had to take me aback and to realize, hey, bro, you don't know how to market. You don't know how to connect to people. You're just treating social media like somewhere you can go get a quick buck. So I had to be humbled and I had to realize, hey, I got to start connecting with these people. I got to start realizing that everybody's not my customers. And when I do find people who are my customers, not just how much money can I get out of you, but how much value can I give to you? Because see, people don't realize that money is a byproduct of you solving a problem.
Talk about marketing. Earlier, we talked about some on your IG live when I came on your show. Talk about that, how important marketing is, and what is marketing, and what people, how people doing it wrong.
Okay. So first off, if you're marketing selfishly, you're not marketing at all. And I think I was reading a book by Seth Godin, and he said that he's a GOAT when it comes to marketing. But if you're marketing selfishly, you're not even marketing for real, because at the end of the day, when you market to people, you are marketing a solution. So how can you give a solution to someone else if you only care about yourself? You're only thinking about the solution that you need. So it will never be effective. But once you realize and you start studying and seeing, hey, this is what I do, and this is the problems that I can solve with what I do. So now, even if you just speak to what I call, and what all people in marketing call them, are pain points, right? So let me give you a real world example. I'm going to speak to female entrepreneurs who don't have a graphic designer to work with them consistently and to actually help them create graphics if they don't know anything about what they can do. If they're just trying to jump on Canva and do it themselves, but they don't really understand the psychology about it. If I got a call to action on the flyer, maybe I should make that coloring of the call to action on the flyer different from the colors to everything else. Even if you think it's tacky, it's going to stand out because people are going to say, hey, I see this great flyer, but my eyes are locked on to this flyer, right? Even when you go to a website, if you have stuff in a different color, like if you have your pay now button different color than everything else, it's going to psychologically get people wrapped around, oh, that's the pay button. So now that conversion will go up because people can see it. So it's just certain stuff that I didn't even know early on, but because I was focused on how I can help people, it pushed me to learn that. Had I just been on some, oh, I'm the best graphic designer, I know what I'm doing, y'all come to me and I got it all down packed, and I was just so focused on what I could do right now, I wasn't focused on how I can continue to evolve and helping my audience. So when you focus on the ever-changing needs of your audience and your niche, your business can begin to not go under because it's changing with the needs of the people that you are serving.
So earlier you talked about collaborations too. How important is collaboration in business? Because I actually collaborate with people in accounting and taxes, and my business basically went up. So how important do you think are collabs?
Cool, man. So this right here, 2 heads are better than 1 in anything. Even when the Bible says when 2 or more come together, 1 can put 1,000, 2 can put 10,000. So period, bro. When we come together as humans, no matter what we are doing, and we delegate tasks and we say, hey, this is your area of expertise, this is my area of expertise. If you can bring out 10,000 and I can bring out 10,000, together we can bring out 20,000. So if me and you can bring out 20,000, 2 more people over there can bring 20,000. Now our impact is 40,000. So now you got a 30,000 increase just by leveraging and collaborating with someone else, exposing you to their audience and you exposing them to your audience. It should always be a give and get. When I give this, just how God has the world set up, when you give it, you're going to get it. So the more and more people I can collaborate with, guess what? My network is my what? My net worth. So it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. If you know everything in the world, but you don't know nobody in the world, who knows it but you? So the key is when you build it out, bro, and you get good. Money Coach, he's dope at what he do. But at the end of the day, Money Coach had to figure out how to I reach more people. You collaborate and not reach them just to reach them, but how do I impact them? When I collaborate, there's more people I can help. When I show up for my audience, I do the podcast and I do the live, that's more people I can help. Because at the end of the day, brother, I heard you when you was talking about your story and you was talking about why you do this, you a real one. You really want to help your community. You really want to help your people. So you understand to do that. The best way I can do that is to collaborate.
Right. Yeah. Dope, bro. Thank you for that plug. So you're married and you follow Christ. How are those things important? Like, is your wife, is she instrumental in your business? Like, or y'all talk? Like, how does she impact you?
Man, let me tell you, man, when I tell you my wife bro, my wife is my favor. My wife is my cheat code. When I tell you that, it's so profound because I met my wife when I was clubbing and I was drinking. I wasn't even walking that walk, right? But somehow, some way, God allowed me to meet my wife in my mess. And when I tell you, I don't have the dynamic when it comes to family support that I need. But everything that I'm missing out in a father and a mother, I'm literally getting it from my wife. The event that I just talked at, as soon as we got in the car, she told me everything that I did right. And she told me all the things that I could do better. There is nothing better than having your spouse and you on one accord because you guys can hear from each other. You can speak to each other's pain points. Where she's weak, I'm strong. Where I'm weak, she's strong. And we just continue to build each other up. I was reading the other day, bro, and I was reading in Ecclesiastes, matter of fact. And it was just talking about how when you just live this life and you doing things by yourself, it's better to do it with someone else because you're building something with someone else and that other person can help you grow. So when I tell you, man, the dynamic of my faith and my wife go hand in hand, because when I don't want to go to church, she's like, get your butt up and we going to church. When she don't want to go to church, I'm like, baby, get your butt up, we going to church. So that accountability is extreme to the point where even if I wanted to fail, she ain't going to let me.
I feel you. So earlier, real quick, like we ended the live, basically, you gave 3 points of people in terms of like content. Talk about those 3 points too, so for the audience on the podcast.
Okay, so I'm big on, it's cool to be motivated. It's amazing. It's amazing to be inspired. When you think about the Bible, it was inspired. Someone was inspired by God to actually write it, but they had to do what? The action. You can be inspired all day long, but until you get those actionable steps, God gave them actionable steps. So I want to leave you guys with some actionable steps. When it comes to your content, think about your story. The same way how Dakota is interviewing me right now and making me unpack my story, you do the same thing. Interview yourself. Get you 30 questions. You can go on ChatGPT. If y'all don't know what ChatGPT is, DM me graphics.plugatl. Go on ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm a business owner who does hair, who does credit, who does accounting, or whatever it is. Give me 30 questions to help me unpack my story for my audience so that I can build trust and rapport with them. Each question it gives you, create content answering that question. Question 1, how did you get into business? Hey, you guys, my name is XYZ. This is how I got into business. Boom. How did you overcome the biggest challenges in your business? Early on in my business, I didn't have funding. So I had to learn how to fund it myself and I had to build up my services to get the money. Boom. And each one of these questions is a piece of content. And then you have 30 days worth of content. Then I also want you to make sure you stay on topic. How you can do this is creating content pillars, or I call them content buckets. So say if you got 3 buckets, right? This bucket is labeled motivation. This is labeled content coaching. This is labeled motivation, right? So each one, I think, did I say motivation twice? So This one is motivation. This one is content coaching. And this one is business strategy. So that means that every piece of content, so act like every piece of content is a slip of paper. Each one should be under the topic of each one of those. So if I make a motivational video, that's on topic. If I make a video about content coaching, that's on topic. So whatever your topics are, you stay on topic because it's going to help the algorithm push your videos, push your content to the right people, right? And then your engagement is going to go up. So now I'll take it a level deeper. So I want you to talk to everyone. If anybody comments under your content, tell them, hey, what did you like about it? What would you like to hear more about? Create a poll in your story and talk to your audience. DM everybody who follows you and say, hey, my name is, this is what I do. What's your name? What do you do? And you do that and you start remembering their name. So now imagine you going live, right? And these same people coming in and you calling them out by name. Their business name might be right there, but you know them so much that you calling them by name. They're going to feel like, man, you know me. I want to give this analogy real quick. Well, it's not an analogy, but I want to give you this real world example. If I'm standing right and I'm at an event, right? A networking event. And I say, hey, yo, I'm trying to get your attention. But what if I say, Dakota? In the crowd of 200 people, you're going to know I'm speaking directly to you because I'm calling you by name. So when you're hitting on these pain points, consider the fact that if I know their name and I know their pain point, they're going to know I'm directly talking to them. So even if it's a situation where I'm not calling anybody by name, but I'm speaking directly to a pain point, It's the same way of I'm speaking directly to a person because I'm speaking directly to a problem. And if I'm speaking directly to people's problems, those people whose problem it is, they're going to come to me, they're going to trust me, and we're going to be able to build a connection.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, that's dope right there, bro. So thank you for your time, Journey. Tell everybody about your website and social media, please.
Okay, most definitely. So my website is graphics with an S, graphicsplug.com. My Instagram is graphics.plugatl. And the best way for you guys to get value from me right now is direct message me the word real, REEL. And I have an ebook called, what is it called again? It's called How to Create. Dang, how I forget the name of my ebook. What's the name of it again? Dang, How to Create Content. It's basically, boom, got you. The real way to market, creating reels that drive sales. It's a long name, that's why. So this book is pretty much going to teach you how to create content and how that you can actually connect with people and nurture them through your content. So from everything like creating a hook, creating the body of your caption, creating a call to action. And this is going to help you start out with how do I do this from scratch. So I'm literally speaking to the person who's just started or the person who's been doing it, but they ain't really had no strategy to it. Is going to really help you get back in a position where you can be in control and you actually know what you're doing.
Awesome. So, Journey, it's a big time, brother.
Most definitely, man. You have a blessed one. Appreciate you again.
Yes, sir. And this is the Coins, Cashflow, and Conversation Podcast, sponsored by Upstate Essential Solutions. Contact me today for accounting and taxes and personal finances at dakotagrady.com.